Hey everyone, happy Monday. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are tuning in. This is an Adobe Express stream, and I'm here with Kenneth Shinaberry. Kenneth, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here. I love that we are creating a custom networking post in Adobe Express today. But before we get started, we are live both on YouTube and on Behance. So if you guys are watching, feel free to drop your questions in the chat and I will be sure to relay them to Ken. And Ken, I will just straight away hand it over to you. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what we're diving into today?
Sure. So my name's Ken Shinaberry. I am a New Yorker that's currently living in Germany. I've been doing a lot with Adobe for quite a while. In fact, I produced two conferences back in 2014 and 2016 here in Germany, which is pretty wild, and have done a lot of things with the Adobe for Education as well too. And now I'm one of the Adobe Express ambassadors, which is really exciting, and they do so much cool stuff. But I really love it. But for me, yes, I come from marketing PR. Before that, I worked in film, television, and advertising in New York, and now I do marketing and PR work with a lot of major brands and things of that nature. And I also teach marketing at the Digital Career Institute here in Germany as well too. So shout out to any of my colleagues and students if you guys are watching today. Feel free to say hi in the chat. But just to let you guys know, so if you guys ever want to contact me, here are my links right here, just so you can see. This one will give you all the links right there. So you can always come back to this video and then just go, oh, let's screen capture that and get those links. And most importantly, so you guys know, I am live every Sunday, well, almost every Sunday, depending on what's going on. If there's a holiday or my wife has something planned, then I'm usually not live. But usually every Sunday, I am live at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Central European time, which I know is early for everybody in the US, but it is a lot of fun. We stream anywhere from 3 to 4 hours and cover everything from Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Adobe Character Animator, Adobe Premiere Rush, and a lot of fun stuff. But let's
Very
dive
cool.
in, I
Yeah, let's
guess.
dive into it. Yeah, let's do
So
it.
just to talk a little bit about what we're doing. So today we're going to be building social media squares or networking squares in Adobe Express. Now, these are really great because if you're attending like a conference and you want to promote that you're going there, like, hey, I'm going to be at Mexico, which is right here. It's the Digital
Hmm.
Marketing Expo and Conference. Let's organize a coffee. And this is a great post for not only like LinkedIn, but also for Instagram or other things. So this is one of the ones that I created for myself. I've been doing these for quite a while. And here's one from Gamescom. As you can see, similar background, similar picture, and things of that nature. Really nice, has that kind of cool look. And again, very simple, has let's meet, has the name of the conferences that I'm attending, the dates, and things of that nature, and what I do. And of course, my name. And then, of course, if I'm posting, it would have a little bit of text in the post as well, too. All
Yeah,
right.
I love that it's so clean and we have an image. We also have all the call to actions, and I love that. I want to say hi to Chad real quick because a lot of friends are joining. So, hey, Kirsty, hey, Oliver, Wade is here. Wade's moderating for us. Thank you, Wade. Wade is also dropping links in chat, so make sure to click on those links and connect with Ken. We have Henrik, Sarah, Aiken, Garrett. Hi, Sean. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Cool, cool, cool.
Thanks for the
Let's,
love.
Thanks, guys, for attending. So
yeah.
this is one of the ones that I've created for when I went to Gamescom, and I did this with one of my students too that went to Gamescom and to Mexico with me. So it's really easy to create these templates if you have a team, and then just change the name out and the person's name and the photo. So it's really easy. And then I've produced some events at the Digital Career Institute. So this was like our second hackathon style event. And as you can see, we had Adobe as one of our sponsors. Yay. So this way students could promote what they were doing, that they were taking part in it. I would have showed one of the ones from the students, but I'm costing data protection if I would have did that. So just wanted to show one of mine. And then for the new one, this is the spring inspiration jam, the hackathon 3.0 from the Digital Career Institute that we did. And similar thing. Now this guy comes from Adobe stock. He's not one of our students, sadly, but hey, he's happy, he's cool. Again, we have a little bit of our sponsors right there. So it doesn't have to be something like an event that you're attending. It could be an event that you're producing. And needless to say, I have my reach. Everybody that's taking part in an event has their reach. So if everybody's sharing, that really gets the word out there and kind of showcases that we're doing things as like a group. So Really cool. I love these kind of things. And this is kind of the one that we're going to be working on today. So this is the one that I created. It's a remixable template that you guys can play with. It's in the idea of that Adobe Max is coming up around, let's say, October or fallish. You know, we don't have the exact dates yet, but usually it's around that time that you can kind of create this kind of template and then put it out there for people to connect with you and maybe schedule a coffee, or even, hey, you know, if you're in a German event, definitely a beer, because hey, that's what they would do here. You know, a cola, coffee, tea, whatever. You know, meet, hang out, have fun, get to know people. So that's what we're gonna.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
All
Let's do
right,
it. Let's start creating. Yeah,
all right.
I want to give chat a pointer as well that you can download Ken's free templates. So links are in the description below. Make sure to click those links. And if at the end, if we have time, we're gonna show you how to remix those templates as well. So yeah, let's start creating. Let's make a fun networking post.
So I'm just gonna go to custom size. And I'm going to set it to inches. I'm a nerd. I don't know why. I like inches. And I'm just going to go by 5 inches by 5 inches. Now, the reason I do a square is because, sure, I could do a rectangle for LinkedIn, but square works better for Instagram. And naturally, if I'm creating content, then I want it to go on multiple platforms. So usually I'll create something as a square. It is what it is. So we're just going to click that. And boom, we have our canvas up right here, all ready to go. Now, I have a background that's already created. So I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to go into photos right here. And now I'm going to click upload. And it's so easy just to upload an image that you already have. I'm going to go into this folder. Now I have two. I have my A, which is the one that you guys have in the template. And I have B. So I think I'm going to start with this one right here.
I love that you pre-built these. Were these made in Illustrator?
These were made in Illustrator, and then I adjusted and created some like little depth lines, the lines going across in Photoshop, which I could have did in Illustrator as well too. So I'm just going to scale this up a little bit so it fills the whole square.
Yeah.
Very simple.
General Kenobi in chat is appreciating our free template that you shared with us. So thank you.
Love it. Love it. I hope some of you guys actually use this for Max, because how cool would that be? I think it'd be super exciting. So the next thing that I want to do is, if we're going to be attending an event, we need to put the event logo, because, hey, you know, we want people to know that we're going to an event. Now you can find like the Adobe Max logo on online. Just look up logo and look for PNG, so it has that clear background. So I'm just going to go in here. I already have it downloaded. And where is it at? Right there. So I'm just going to click and open, and it is posted. Now it's white, so it doesn't appear there, but I'm just going to drag it up so we can see it. And then I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to scale it down. Very simple.
Yeah, and that's a fun and easy way to add logos as well, because it's just like so handy. You can just upload a photo and it's right there in your assets.
Exactly. And most conferences, you can get the logos pretty much online, or they'll have a press section where you can find the logos as well too. So I think that's really cool. Let's scale this down just a tad bit right here, and just nudge this over just a little bit. I'm trying to line it up a little bit like that. Just kind of eyeballing it. I'm something that I'm kind of a nerd about. And now we want to have, okay, oops, let's get this out of the way right there. But now we want to add, hey, let's meet, let's connect, let's chat, you know? So let's come up with something. Let's go to the text right here, and I'm just going to add my own text, and I am going to choose, let's say, instead of let's connect. I like that one. That's one that I use quite often. All right.
Yeah, having some wording that you usually use really helps identify your brand as well. So if you say something really often, like I say your work, people just start recognizing you by that. So finding that call to action is also super important.
Exactly. And you'll see, like, when I'm traveling around, I will always want to meet up with, like, you know, people that I know and so forth. So for me, like, every time I go to like Berlin or someplace to a new city, I have like 8,000 plus followers on LinkedIn. I'm always saying, hey, let's connect, let's chat, let's meet up for a coffee. I actually met up with Lucas from Matchmade the last time I was in Berlin, simply by creating a little post that I created here in Adobe Express. Real quick, found a picture of Berlin and put, hey, let's meet. And I've met up with Lucas a couple times, so he always watches out. So when I'm coming to Berlin. So I'm just going to add this right there. So let's connect. Okay, so we know that Max is coming up probably around, let's say, October-ish, right? So let's get that in there as well too. Let's get the date. And the date's kind of important because just if, let's say the event is like 4 or 5 days, but you're only going to be there one day, it's very important to put that day in there and not just cover the whole event. So this way people know that you're attending that one specific day and they can connect with you. So let's go with, let's say October 2023. Granted, we don't know the dates, and I don't want to put a date in here in case, the date were to change. So I don't want to do false advertising for anything. So we're just going to go with kind of like the generic October 2023.
Yeah.
And
the beauty of it is that you can always go back to the Express
and edit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, 100%. So I'm just going to shrink this down a little bit. You can't see it right there. And right now it's a little bit too big. So I'm just going to adjust the font size a little bit, make it a little bit smaller right now, something like that. That's good. And then I love this, that it lines up. You get that little line so you can get that perfectly centered thing, which is really great for like, people that are just getting into design, having those little like helpful lines. I'll just move this around so you can see right there. That is just so cool that I can do that and see that. And I love that. That makes, for people that aren't designers and that haven't like studied graphics, Adobe Express is so simple. You can learn this in 30 minutes and do these rock star graphics that are just super cool. Okay, so we have Let's Connect. I think obviously we need to have our name, right? We need to put our name. But you know what? First, I think I'm going to add a picture. So I have a picture that I got from Adobe stock earlier, because I don't want to promote that I'm going to the conference. I'm gonna make a fake character. She's actually going. Maybe she's one of my colleagues. We're gonna name her Janie Jane. I think is a good name. So I'm just gonna put this picture of Janie Jane in here right there. Obviously the picture is a little bit too small right now. I'm just gonna scale it up right.
Did you get that from Adobe stock?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love the integration of Adobe stock inside here as well. So if you see on the photos panel on the left hand side, I think that's also all of the Adobe stocks. You can just click those photos as well.
Yep. To me, and then we can move her around a little bit if I can. Let's see. Maybe I can lock that. Let's see. Come on, girl. Where are you at? Well, she's fine. She's centered. I like that. And she looks happy. You can see that she's designing. And I think, putting a nice picture where you're smiling, and I'm usually one that doesn't always smile in pictures. So, but, I think it's nice to have that friendly atmosphere that way. Oh yeah, I would really like to meet this person. Maybe have a coffee with her. She looks cool. She looks nice. So even how the picture that you put into these is kind of like, remember you're marketing yourself, right? So you want people to come meet you at like a conference or an event. So let's get Janie's name in there. We're just going to add, and we're still going to use, we've been using this. I think for the remixable template, I use Myrid Pro, but we're using Source Sans Pro for this. It looks nice. I like it. I like something bold, not too thin, so people can actually read it. So let's make her name Janie Jane. All right, I think that's a nice name.
Yeah, although it's a fun addition to the template.
Right. And then let's scale her name down a little. Well, let's bring this down here so we can see. Then let's make her name a little bit smaller. Maybe we'll go up to 27, something like that. That's good. And we'll just look at that. Look, it gives me the lineup line, so it's centered with everything above it. That is insanely cool. I think, having intuitive software that really kind of helps guide you through the process of creating something is really awesome. So the next thing
I love the grids. Sorry, go ahead. I was just saying, I love the grids that come up as soon as you line up. Yeah, I'm also a fan of that feature.
I'm just going to copy a link too. So maybe Janie Jane has a website. So I'm just going to give her a little website link right there. Now, this is like my little generic website that has all my links on it. And by the way, it is in the template, so you will know how to find me for sure. So I'm just going to scale this. And the other cool thing is not only can you scale and change the size of the font right there, you could just simply go like this. This is also cool. So I'm just going to drag this down here, and guess what? Oh, right there, it lines up. Really nice. Very cool, right?
Yeah, okay. I love that.
So what does Janie do? Where does she work at? What does she work for a specific company? Is she just going there as herself? Does she have her own brand logo? Okay. All right. I'm going to pretend that Janie works with me at DYC Studios. So I have Abdu that works with me on some projects as my videographer. But, maybe Janie's going with me to the next conference. Sorry, Abdu, I'm so sorry. Janie's coming with me next time. So I'm going to add some text. Actually, you know what? I'm going to upload my logo. Do I want to do that or no? No, we're just going to type it in just for fun. I could upload my logo, but we're just going to go with DYC Studios. Something like that. Change it white. Because I want to show you that, even if you don't have a logo, you can create your own.
Yeah, I love that you're making this accessible for everyone. It's just like so easy to do that in Adobe Express. So I love to see it.
Express is so easy. Trust me, I've been using Adobe products since 1994. God, I hate to put a date and the age on myself. I'm still young, but yeah, I've been around the block. So I've been using like Photoshop since 1994, and I've pretty much touched every piece of software for the most part. So I'm a really big fan of what we're doing and creating. So I'm going to look for a shape. So maybe Janie is going as my photographer. Okay. So let's look for camera, right? Let's look for a camera shape. Ooh, there's several cool camera shapes right there. So let's see, what would be a good one for Janie? Something very simple, something cool, trendy. Ooh, this one's nice. I kind of like that one. That's kind of neat. Kind of old schoolish in a way too.
Yeah, with the flash on top.
Yep. So it loaded in as pink, but don't worry, guys. We can change the color. Again, all we got to do is go right here, and I could change it to like blue. I could change it to whatever, but since we're going with white on letters, I think the white logo is good too. And this is also, if you're into branding, if you have a colorful logo, you should always do a black scale logo or a white logo or a gray scale logo. That way it works on every background. So this works really good, I think, with that. So we're just going to make this a little bit smaller and drag this right here. Very simple. And again, if you guys have questions or thoughts, feel free to ask,
Absolutely. Yeah. I have an eye on the chat. So far, so good. We're good. We're good.
All right.
We're just enjoying the process. Like
I love it. I love it. So here we have this. Okay, now what does Janie do? Okay, sure, she works at DYC Studio. She's got her link right there. Maybe it's to the company website or, to the studio website. But, maybe she's got a specific role that she does there. And since she's attending Adobe Max, maybe she should, flaunt that, flex that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Flex who she is and what she does. So let's give her like, who she is, what's the reason, why should people take the time to meet her? So let's say Janie is, graphic designer.
Love that. Yeah, I just want to point out, meanwhile, that while you're designing, I just wanted to say that if you guys do create something when you're going to conferences, make sure to tag Ken Adobe Express on social channels so we can actually see your designs. If you end up remixing any of Ken's templates, I would love to see that.
Guys, this is one thing that I do. So a lot of times I will give like templates out during my live streams or vector graphics out to when I do my live streams on Behance to my community members. And I always say, hey, look, tag me in it. Let me see what you did with it. Because if I can inspire you to do something cool, that's made my day, right?
Absolutely.
So play with it, have fun with it, make it your own thing. Just going to change this to white. So I made her a social media graphic designer, social media manager. Very easy right there. We'll just kind of line that up. Now, it won't give me the exact line because, well, you know what? If we group this and group that, then this will, there we go.
Nice.
Then it's aligned. It's aligned perfectly. But you know what? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Just drag it and drop it and put it right there. And now, because we did this in Adobe Express, I want to flex a little bit for Adobe Express, so let's kind of brag that we know the software, and let's upload the Adobe Express logo.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have it in black and I have it in white, but I kind of like the black one better for this, at least for this one, because it's not too dark of a background. And I'm just going to open this up, and right there it is. And I'm just going to scale this down, and we're going to move it over here, something like that. And then I want to put created in Adobe Express. So I'm just going to go back to the text and bada bing, bada boom, type in created with, and then change this to white.
I love how this is like, you have a lot of information going on, but the image in the center kind of balances that out. I love how that's looking out. I'm really inspired to make something for my own conferences that I'm attending in the future. So this is cool. This lined up really nicely.
And you know what? If you do, I will meet up with you and have a coffee. By the way, I have to go to Adobe Max this year. That would be insanely cool to like meet up with all the cool people that I've worked with and chatted with. Or I have yet to go to Adobe Max. Can you believe that? It's crazy wild. But I live in Europe, so it's a little bit of a plane.
Yeah.
So
it's really far.
But I want to go because I know so many people from so many different from doing just in with the different activities I'm with Adobe. So to me, just meeting everybody in person and kind of, just celebrating, the love of design, I think would just be insanely fun. So I'm just going to, double click this. I'm going to group this as well too. And then we're just going to try to center that a little bit. So whoops, right there. So there we have a little thing right there. And then I would just, click download. And I could add animation to it as well too, if I want to save it as a movie, but I would probably save it as just a static image that's not moving.
Yeah. But that's when would you say you would add animation? Do you think that would be great for social media or something?
It could be. You got to play with it and see how it looks. I always go to the Flickr. I don't know why. It's one of my favorite animations. I always go to Flickr just because it catches your eye, and maybe I just kind of have that old school mentality of like, the bright shiny lights kind of flickering and stuff like that. But this is cool. So I could download this as a video right here and just hit download, and there it's saved on my computer. So you could download it as just an image or something like this, but this would catch somebody's attention if you're going to a conference and you're putting it on like LinkedIn or on Instagram or what have you. I think this would be really, really fun. Okay.
I love it. Wade in the chat agrees about doing a meetup at Max, so we would all love to meet.
I would love that, guys. We need to get a big group together and stuff. I tell you what, man. I see all the pictures from Max and I see everybody so happy and all my friends. And some of my friends do go from Europe, but I gotta go. It'll be so fun. And then I guarantee
sorry to cut you off. We have about 5 minutes left in the stream, and I really want to show people how we can remix your template. So why don't we open those up and just demonstrate a little bit how we can remix them.
Oh yeah, let's go into the remix. So I'm just going to click on the link.
And if you're watching, there are 2 links in the description that you can click on, and it'll redirect you to Adobe Express where you can remix the template. And Ken is just going to demonstrate that for us right now in the last couple of minutes.
I'm just going to open up a new chat right here as well too. New window. And this is the link that Annika has. And special shout out to Stefan for letting me borrow his iPad in Berlin when I was visiting and get the link and so forth. I don't have an iPad to get the remixable template, but he let me, and there it is. So this is the one that you guys have. You have a nice picture of me at a conference. This was in Lithuania, and I had 2,000 people in the audience watching me on stage, which was insanely cool. The biggest audience I've ever had. And then all you got to do is click remix this design, and there you go. It loads up.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then you could just kind of change the elements around. So let's say maybe we went to Max, but maybe we want to go to Gamescom. So I have the game, to edit undo. Sometimes that happens. Photos. Maybe we want to go to Gamescom. So Gamescom is like one of the biggest game conferences in Europe. So maybe I want to go to Gamescom. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. Right there. Just replace this with this and adjust it. And because they have games right there. Yeah. And then just maybe change the date. And I'm just guessing. I know that Gamescom is always in August. So I'm just going to put, let's say August 21st, 2023. All
Love
right.
it. I hate to cut you off, Ken, but we're almost at time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Just
you.
for an outro, you can tell us where people can reach out to you or connect with you and share the remix templates.
Yeah, so guys, feel free to connect with me on any of these social media links right here. I love chatting with people. If you guys have questions, or if you go, hey Ken, can you create another border or background like we currently have this one that's kind of like rainbow. If you reach out to me, maybe I'll create another one, and share that in somewhere where you guys can find it, or I'll share it on social media if you follow me on LinkedIn. So maybe I'll make a couple more remixable templates for if you're going to a conference or a thing of that nature.
Love to see it. Thank you, Ken, so much for this wonderful presentation. And I'm certainly going to use Adobe Express for all my networking posts. But thank you all for joining today. We will be back tomorrow at the same time on the Adobe Express YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe and come back for a live chat for any of the questions you have. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.